Hey hookers, welcome back to Inspired by a Smile. My name is Christy and today I'm going to show you how to make a cute little nug of weed. So if you have a 4mm hook and some yarn, let's get started. Alright, so I've got my 4mm and I'm using some fluffy polyester baby blanket yarn to make the nug, just so it naturally gives it its nice fluffiness. So I'm going to do a chain of 4 and join it at the end. This yarn isn't overly too hard to use if you just take it easy. Make sure you're not crocheting too tight with it. So after joining it at the end, you're going to do a chain and then do 7 half double crochet into the circle and crochet over the little piece of yarn so you can pull it tight after, but you don't actually have to worry about pulling it tight after. It's pretty thick, and just with those 7 half double crochet in there, it closed up the hole pretty good. So while you're doing that, I would like to thank everybody for subscribing so far and watching my videos. I do really appreciate it. Also, if you haven't subscribed already, make sure that you do and turn on notifications so that you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. And if you haven't checked out my other social links already, I'm on pretty much every social platform. If you would like to sign up to my Patreon, though, I do have a tier set up. It's $3 a month to tip me as an artist, and if you do sign up, I will send you out a cute little octopus friend in the mail. You can check that out also. It's linked underneath my name on YouTube. So I'm at the beginning of the row and I'm just doing 2 half double crochet in the beginning stitch. And then I'm going to carefully place my stitch marker here. If you need to move yours, go for it. I'm going to leave mine here. Now these are really fun and cute and work up really fast. It's really awesome. So just take your time. We're doing 2 half double crochet in the same stitch around. If you happen to miss a stitch, it honestly doesn't really matter. But if you don't, it'll be a little bit bigger as well. It'll be the right size at least. But see, if you could basically just do this pattern and you could probably make different sizes even just by if you miss a stitch or not. It really, that's the only difference it would make. The yarn is so nice and thick and fluffy. Also, if you do have any tutorial requests, I do that too. I was planning on making this, but someone actually messaged me on one of my other tutorials and asked if I would be making a weed nug, or if I could, and it really, I mean, I was already thinking of it, so I'm happy that someone was encouraging to do it. Got it on there a little quicker. So if you do have any tutorial requests, please message me anywhere on my social media platforms or on any of my tutorials themselves. I love taking requests. I do it all the time. And some of them turn out to be some of the best tutorials that I have on here for views and everything, so I really appreciate your input. If you like the video so far as well, please go hit the like button and keep the video in flow in the algorithm so that other people can see it. So this row is going to be all 1/2 double crochet in each stitch, and we're going to do 2 rows the exact same, so I won't keep you too long here on the video. And again, 2 rows 1/2 double crochet each stitch. Do the best you can not to miss. Alright, so the last row after those 2 rows is going to be a decrease row. So I'm actually going to do, I'm skipping a stitch and doing a 1/2 double crochet, skipping a stitch and doing a 1/2 double crochet. And we're just going to repeat that for this last row. See, that's how quick it is. It's only a few rows big. I'll probably do this one. The person did ask if I'd make a smaller nug, so I might do some bigger ones as well. I have more green left, so, and it's specifically for weed nugs. Alright, so I'm just gonna do one more stitch here. Alright, so now I'm going to, after doing that, looks awesome, I'm going to grab my red embroidery thread. If you don't have embroidery thread, it's okay too. I just decided to use that because it gives it more of the hair look, right? So just cut a long enough piece, and then that way you don't have to, you can just keep threading it through, and you'll see it makes it easier. So I'm going to cut a long enough one that I figure will be enough for all the red hairs. If you don't have embroidery thread or crochet thread, you can always use yarn too, and you can just splice it to make it thinner if you want, or just leave it as is if your yarn's already thin enough. So I'll show you how to do one of these. Actually, I think I have a couple that I do on the camera here just to show you. So pulling it all the way through to the end, and just leave it long enough so you can tie it twice. Now you can decide if you want to trim as you go. I waited till the I'll be showing you how short I trim them when I'm done here. But if you want, you can just go leave them this length for now, just so you can keep going. But I just tied those twice before stuffing it up. Just go through and put all your red hairs on just like this. Put as little or as many as you'd like, or none at all, but if you want true bud, you want your red hairs in there. So again, just keep going like that, and you can trim as you go, or you can wait and see how short I trim mine. But I'm going to keep going, and then I'll be right back. Alright, awesome. So we have the little hairs are all done. See, I trimmed all of them as I went, since I've already made one of these guys and figured out my lengths that I like. You can even fray them after, so if you want to give it more of a hairy look, softer hairy look. So I am going to cut the green as well now. I'm just going to tie that up. So now I'll show you how to make the eyeballs. These are the same I used for my other smoking buddies, but they're a little bit smaller, just for the nug. So chain 4 with your white. And then join at the end. And then do a chain, and then you're going to do 5 single crochet into the circle, and you're going to crochet over the little piece of yarn. This time you want to make sure that you definitely do, and that way you can pull it tight. So I ended up making this eye a bit too tight. I think I ended up crocheting it a little tighter than the other one, so I did end up pulling it out, but as long as yours are okay, you don't have to do that. But after comparing it to the other one, I realized the tension of the yarn was a little bit off. Even with not wrapping it around my finger, you can still end up making your pieces different sizes just by pulling the yarn a little too tight. I'm just happy I noticed right away. So when you are done your second eyeball, you can always make sure that as well that yours are both the same size. See, I'm checking them now, and it's just noticeable. And I literally just have to change up my tension and crochet a little looser. So again, I'm just doing 5 single crochet into the circle, except I'm actually doing it a little bit looser this time. So if you haven't already, you can always take the opportunity to go like my video, subscribe if you need to, turn on the notifications. Again, if you would like to check out my other social links, they're all there. You can go follow me there that way you can see what I'm up to all the time. If you happen to miss the notifications on YouTube, you'll see all my new stuff popping up everywhere else. And I do giveaways. I'll be doing some smaller ones on Facebook. I just finished up my YouTube giveaway for subscribers. So the next one for that will be at 5,000 subscribers. And I still have to do the actual giveaway. I have all the names written down, but I've been busy and haven't had a chance to actually do the draw yet. So I have to do that video too. So I'm just getting the black ready to do the pupil of the eyeball. I'm just going to knot it at the other end first. I always knot my stuff. You know, you don't have to, but I do. So I'm going to go through the back of the eyeball on the side here with the needle and just simply go in and out through the sides to make the pupil. And you want to do this 5 times around there. If you want to go smaller or bigger, then just add more or less. But I'm just going to grab the knot at the back here so I can sew over it. And again, I'm just going to go through 5 times in total for mine. Also, I keep forgetting to mention, well, I have been trying to mention more, if you would like to do a one-time donation and not on Patreon, where it's month to month, I do accept donations on PayPal and e-transfer, which I really appreciate as well. I was gifted one today on PayPal, and I do really appreciate that, especially having kids and as being a stay-at-home mom. It really helps when even my $3 a month from Patreon from my 2 people that I have is helpful. It all adds up. So, and I do appreciate it. Again, if you want to do that or do a one-time donation, there is e-transfer and PayPal. My Patreon is linked to my YouTube, so that's easy to find. The others you'd have to message me for. So right now I cut a piece of red. This is what I'm using for the eyeball. And if you're wondering what I'm doing, I'm ripping it apart so I can use half of it This is the yarn I like to use for my eyeballs. So I haven't switched to embroidery floss or anything for this. I just simply take, when it doesn't mess up, it's best. See, I'm going to grab the other end here, and I'll make sure you guys can see that. So you want to grab the two, this one's a 4 ply, so I'm able to grab the 2 pieces and pull. Luckily I just have to make one eyeball right now because it's not cooperating very well for me. I'm going to pull it as much as I can here, but as long as you actually don't have a knot or anything in it, it normally pulls a lot smoother than this. Of course it's going to act up for the camera. Any other time it would just do it. Awesome. So I am just going to snip that. I have a long enough piece. So I'm just going to thread that. If you want, you could probably even use embroidery thread, but again, this is the yarn I've been using for all my smoking buddies for their eyes. So I just do this. And it's good to know if you don't have thinner yarn. It's always an option. So I'm just going to knot it first, and I'm going to show you how to do the veins in the eyeball. So through the back of the eye, I'm going to go just above the pupil on the side. And then just go up a little bit with the needle. It's just going to be a short little vein on the side. And then go above it a bit. And then you can go back through the eyeball, and I just go through the middle of the magic circle there, and then you're going to go over close enough to the first vein at the top of the pupil, and come back through the front, and then you can go back through the circle again. And now we're going to do this on the other side. So just through the top, go back through the circle, coming through the back, you're going to go above the pupil again, and back through the circle. And then now you want to do another small vein on the other side. So just go through like that, and you can finish by going back through above the pupil and into the back. And then I'm just going to sew into the back of the eyeball so that it's sewn and fastened off. I did the same thing. I think I was talking through the other part, but I did the same thing with the black. Awesome. Almost done. I love making stoner buddies. They're awesome. Here's the other eye. Okay, so I sewed on one eyeball already before continuing. I'm just going to line this up and show you how I started to sew it on. And then you guys can continue on. I'll come back in to show you how to fasten off this eyeball though, so you might want to see that beforehand. I always sew things usually, even to fasten off, even though it is going on the inside and everything. So I'll show you how to start sewing it on, and then I'll show you how I finish it as well. So I'm gonna line it up. If you have any red hairs underneath that you want seen, you can pull them. But the rest, the that is attached to the eyeball. You want that underneath so that nobody sees that. So I'm just gonna carefully go in, and you're gonna go in and out through the bottom of the hole there of the nug. That's what I love about sewing things on that aren't stuffed yet. It's easier to keep things tight and not pull any stuffing through. Just ends up a lot neater. So I'm just going in and out close enough together, and if you don't go close enough together, you'll be able to see the gap, and you can always fix it after, before you actually fasten it off. So it's pretty noticeable. So again, guys, just go in and out like this with the needle, and go pull it tight enough, and you want to go close enough together as well, but not too close so that it's not in the same stitch. And just keep going. I'll show you how to fasten this eyeball off. Alright, awesome. So you just got to carefully push, I push on the eyeball, and then that way it helps a little bit to push it through the bottom. And then you just have to feel a bit with the needle, and then just sew through to finish that off so it's a little extra secure, and you can snip those. So just some last final detailing, and then we're almost done. So I'm going to do the eyebrows first. I usually crochet the eyebrows, but this stuff is so nice and fluffy that you don't even have to do that. I just had to sew some eyebrows on, which was really cool. So I'm just going to thread the needle and not the end of this. So if you haven't already, if you'd like to, don't forget to hit the like button, go subscribe, follow me, whatever you need to do. Go take a water or food break if that you need to do that too. That can help. I mean, if you need to, I guess a smoke break too. These are seriously, I already crocheted one. I usually end up only making one of something when I'm doing these, and I already have one made, and they're really awesome to hold on to. They're nice and soft, and they're just kind of like a little emotional support nug, I guess. So just pull it through like that beside the eyeball, and then you're going to go right through over top. And I'm going to do this twice to give it a nice little fluffy eyebrow. So there we go, and I'm going to make sure that my little red hair is sticking out. Again, if you guys have any other tutorial requests, let me know as well. I love hearing them. I was so excited to see that someone wanted a nug made because I was already planning on going to get the yarn yesterday. So that really made me excited and more motivated, of course, to make it. So I'm just going to, I'm going right across over, doing a second over with the needle. He's gonna have some nice bushy eyebrows. And make sure you pull tight enough so that there's no white showing at the top there. So now you're gonna go through, but in the middle, just right there where my finger is, you'll see where the needle comes out. Make sure you are beside the eyeball still. And again, do this twice. If you haven't checked out my other smoking buddies, I do have my joint, pot leaf, and bong on here, as well as a lighter and a stoned heart. That's great for Valentine's Day. I know that's coming up soon enough. So those are all on there. If you do have other stoner requests, please let me know too. I have all kinds of weird stuff on my channel, but these ones are popular as well. And they're all in the same playlist. Awesome, he's so cute. It's so nice and soft and fluffy. So I am just making sure those are pulled tight enough and everything. The face is looking good. And you're going to do the same thing, just push on the face a bit and you can fasten off on the inside. There we go. Awesome. So make sure that this is back focused. I'm just grabbing the black yarn again. I need to make, we're just going to make a little mouse and then we can finish him off here. So again, just knotting the other end before I sew this on. So just make sure it is blanket yarn, so it is a little different than acrylic in that. So you want to make sure that your yarn catches in the right spots. So I'm going to go in through the bottom again. So just place this wherever you are comfortable as well. My eyes are down a bit farther on this one than my other one actually, but it still worked out. So I'm just doing the side of the smile first. So I'm just going in the middle of the little line here after going through the front, and we're going to go back into the inside with the needle. And after just doing it the once, we're going to go over it one more time just so you can see it really good. Because of the blanket yarn, I found it's better to go over it a second time, especially if you don't have, my black is kind of thin. If you have thicker yarn, it might be okay to just go once, but I like it better. I went over twice with this stuff. So right back through the same holes makes it really easy. I would like to thank everyone again for watching my videos. I do really appreciate it, guys. Just gets me farther to where I want to be, and it's really exciting. So I really don't mind if you have tutorial requests, as long as I can mostly make anything, really, as long as I have time as well and can get it done when you guys need it. I'm just finishing up some other Christmas ones and trying to get some other regular ones out as well. So I'm just fastening off inside. I went twice with this one and into the black, and I snipped. So now we're just going to stuff him, but first you can take your stitch marker out if you haven't already. And again, if you would like to check out all my other social links, please do. My Patreon, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Pinterest, they should all be linked on my YouTube. If not, they're linked somewhere. I think they are all linked on my Facebook account. And all of my tutorials can actually be found in an album on my Facebook account as well. It's pinned at the top. And if you do have any issues within the tutorial while you're making it, please let me know too. I like to help, and I'll message you as soon as I can. I can see all of the notifications usually, and if I don't see it right away, I try to check the videos in case YouTube missed one, but usually I get them all. They get sent to my email, which is helpful. And I do like to make sure that I help if you get stuck. The odd time I don't see a message, but it's very rare. So I'm just gonna finish stuffing this up, and then we can sew this up in the bottom. So just I'm gonna need my needle here. Awesome. So just I'm gonna thread this up carefully. The joys of using this stuff is, it's probably the worst part, is threading it. It's so nice to work with though. And I made scrunchies with it so easily, and they're so nice, and they're so quick and simple, but so nice and soft. That tutorial's on here too. So I'm going to just pull this through. Just carefully go through with the needle. Sew it up. If you see any gaps, make sure that you just fill it in with the yarn. Since it's a decrease row at the bottom, there could be a couple that you might notice. And try not to overstuff too much, because otherwise it will definitely be noticeable that with the stuffing on the outside. See, I got one little spot there that's really noticeable. You can't have that. Alright, so I'm just burying the yarn now. So I went right into the nug. I pulled through. I'm going to snip it. Again, thank you guys all for watching. I really do appreciate it. And we have a nug. Awesome. We've created a nug of weed. A very cute one. Good job, guys. Yay. Woohoo.